Hello?
The Ed?
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening? How are you?
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. By the way, this is Indianapolis Colts head coach Tony Dungy. How are you today?
No, it's not.
No, it is. And as a matter of fact, I'm calling you because I've heard you've been saying some not very nice things about me on a certain podcast.
Here's the situation.
Yes.
I know who this is. I know your voice by now. Sound like there's something in a ketchup bottle. Now listen, and if you keep calling me trying to trick me, I'm going to punch you right in the mouth.
Well, right out of the gate, I don't like the violence. Listen, I'm a man of peace, and
I interrupt the stuff that I'm doing. Luckily, I'm not doing nothing right now, but sometimes if I'm doing something, you keep messing me up on what I'm doing, and then I can't do it the way that I usually do it.
Let's be honest, Ed. Do you ever have really anything that pressing going on?
Yeah. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Like what? Buying useless stuff on eBay?
No, this stuff ain't. I got 4 football men yesterday. I got a Mean Joe Green and Franco Harris. I got 2 Pittsburgh bums.
That's cool. What do you mean? Statues or something? Little dolls?
And they're not dolls. They're football men, man. They about 6 foot, not 6 foot tall, but 6-inch tall, like G.I. Joe men, but they make them in football people.
Dolls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, great. Hey, but anyway, listen.
I don't 400 of them.
I don't like the Steelers because I am the head coach for the Colts. I'm Tony Dungy. Now, what do you think about what's this business I hear about you saying that I don't wear that my headset doesn't work on the sidelines?
This is really Tony Dungy, which I'm not sure. Listen.
It is.
I don't think it is, but listen.
It is. Quiz me. How about this?
I would hope that you would quit, that you would stop doing all this nonsense about trying to coach because you can't coach. You're awful. Your headset's not plugged in. I'm telling you, every time I see you, you got that silly-looking look on your face, and it's just awful. Just quit. Just listen. I know sometimes when you talk to Peyton Manning, you say, listen, I know you're the coach, but I'm just a figurehead here, and just coach the team because, listen, no reasonable coach in their right or left mind would let a quarterback wave them off the field when they call for a punt or a field goal.
Yeah, well, what?
To me, you ain't no coach. And if you are this guy that you claiming to be, which I don't think you are, because if you were, you'd be him, and now you're not him, so you can't ever be him. That's what happens.
Well, you know what? I want to let you off the hook, Ed. This isn't Tony Dungy. Do you know who it is?
It's the Dave.
That's right. Very good, Ed.
I told you sound like a guy in a ketchup bottle.
I don't know why you would offend me like that. There's no reason to insult me. I was just trying to have some fun.
Why does it offend you?
I don't know. In a ketchup bottle? Well, how does that sound? Sounds nasally, right?
I don't understand it.
All right. Well,
sounds like in a ketchup bottle.
Who have you ever heard in a ketchup bottle speak?
The professor from Gilligan's Island.
All right. Well, see, I ask a question and you have an answer. Very good. Now, listen. Here's the thing, Ed. I was curious to get your thoughts on, you are a Colts fan and you've disparaged Tony.
No, I'm not. I am not a Colts fan anymore.
Why?
Until Tony Dungy quits.
Well, you may get your wish. He's not going to get fired, but you may get your wish. He may step down here. But what did you think of before? I wanted to get your thoughts, obviously, on these games that we have coming up this weekend, and then, of course, the BCS title game as well. Get your picks here. But what did you think about Saturday night's game in San Diego?
Listen, first of all, he doesn't even know how to use the challenge thing right.
I know.
He challenged the Reggie Wayne thing when clearly we could see Reggie Wayne bobbled the ball. Then he gets scared on the other one where he would have won the challenge, and he's like, oh, well, I don't want to waste this challenge because I may need one later. It's the playoffs. There might not be a later. I
agree with you, and as a matter of fact, you were the first person, you may be pleased to know, Ed, that I thought of when I saw that. I thought maybe his headset really doesn't work, because doesn't it make sense that the coaches up in the booth would talk down to him and say, hey, Dungy, you got to challenge that one. It definitely is not a catch.
I'm going to tell you another reason why I know his headset's not plugged in, and you can go back and look at the tape.
Mm-hmm.
When he was trying to call that timeout and he ran onto the field, you can see that cord dragging behind him.
Oh, I didn't notice that. All right,
Watch it. Watch the replay.
All right, I'll see what I can find out there.
Hanging right out of his head.
So what about,
plugged into nothing.
Doesn't Peyton Manning, do you think, I mean, there's been a lot of talk this week that Peyton Manning maybe, ultimately, in spite of the Super Bowl, that maybe his career is going to be marked by losing big games more than winning them.
Well, that's just stupid. Because, listen, it takes 22 people
And
to
a coach.
win a football game.
And a
guys,
coach.
You can make anything fit to whatever you want it to fit. You can say that Peyton's no good. You can say that he's good. You could say Joe Montana was good because he had 52 Hall of Famers with him. You know,
But that would be a lie, because I don't think they have 52 guys
well,
in the
as
Hall of
many as
Fame.
they had. You know, just like the people with Rex Grossman when he got them to the Bears to the Super Bowl. Oh, it was the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how come with him it's the defense, but with Tom Brady it's, oh man, he's a magic man.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't have Adam Vinatieri, what if Adam Vinatieri would have missed those 2 field goals?
True.
How would we be talking about Tom Brady?
Well, forget about missing the field goals in the Super Bowl, which I think you're referring to. What if he hadn't made that miraculous field goal in the snow against Oakland? There would never be a Patriots dynasty to talk about.
And if Rich Gannon didn't fumble that ball.
That's right. No, it was Tom Brady who fumbled that.
Well, Tom Brady, well, that's what it was. Yeah, well, who cares who
Then
it was?
Oakland would have gone to
matter.
Pittsburgh for the AFC Championship game, and the Steelers would have won that. Then they would have beaten the Rams and added to their already proud legacy. But let's talk about that. Let's not look back to these games anymore. That what's done is done. I'm sorry that your Colts have lost. Let's talk about the games coming up this weekend. We just had on, as a matter of fact, we were just talking to Zach Rosenfield from AccuScore, who, he joins us for the college
I've
football
been killing
game.
that guy in the bowl games, man.
What you've been killing him in them?
Huh?
You've been killing him in them?
Yeah.
Oh, in our pool.
You know how I do my dice situation, and I put it up against him?
Mm-hmm.
I'm up by like 5 games in the total bowls.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, we have at 710ESPN.com on our homepage, we did a little college bowl mania tournament. So I really haven't, I didn't do particularly well myself, but you killed Zach in it. He's, AccuScore.com.
No, not the college bowl mania. I got my own system, like he got a system.
Oh.
Yeah, you ain't never seen that? I got it on your message board.
I have seen it. I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were talking about, the ad.
Well, yeah, I done blown him out in it.
Really? Well, he's done pretty well himself in spite of his infatuation with Ball State and Tulsa.
Done
Yeah,
very well.
Well, he done. Well, maybe not
under
as well.
50%. That ain't winning no money.
Is that right? I didn't even realize he'd fallen that far. All right, Dead.
It was like 11 and 15 after 26 games.
Well, it seems like a good time to ask you then. What do you think of the big game, the BCS title game in Miami, Oklahoma, Florida? At last check, the Gators were giving 4.
I'll take Oklahoma, man. Anytime you can take Oklahoma getting points.
Why though? Bob Stoops hasn't won the big one in a while, at least.
Well, listen, okay, but still, I mean, what, you think he's going to lose every big game? Come on, man. He ain't going to lose 100 big games in a row, is he?
I don't know. Time will tell. If he loses this big game, who knows how long he'll still be with Oklahoma.
Well, that's just silly.
I don't think he's getting fired. I'm just saying you
No.
can't
But
forever
you know what,
lose the
I will tell
big
you,
game.
I think that this Urban Meyer guy could be one of the greatest college coaches of all time.
Well, listen, look what he did with Utah. Look what he did with the
Bowling
spread.
Green, too.
Yeah, I mean, really, he's one of the forefathers of this spread offense that even the big boys are using these days.
Bowling Green wasn't even on the map till that kid got there.
Mm-hmm.
Then he took Utah, and look, the disciples at Utah of his are making Utah back where they could have been, champs. Just like, okay, what I was saying about how you say Peyton Manning's a loser, okay? Just like they say, oh, Alabama wasn't up for that Utah game. They wasn't.
I disagree with that. I've rejected that. I think that Nick Saban certainly had his guys ready.
Okay,